Hello, hello. We have just about made it. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in. Good afternoon. Dragons v Ospreys. What a race to get here in time as well. I'm so sorry that a little bit late today. Been a busy old morning. Been a busy old morning indeed. But we're right, we're back. Sorry about that. Don't know what happened there. We lost internet for a second. So do apologise. Just getting the ball tracking up for you now. Today's referee is Sam Grove White. There we go. Here at this freshly laid pitch, Rugby Park. Ospreys will kick off. I'm just getting ball tracking up and ready for you. Well, the referee's just waiting for one or two little bits. And we are off and running. Got a Welsh humdinger. This is what we want to see, isn't it? Bits and bobs. Fleshen is in. Welcome in, buddy. How you doing? We've got a Welsh humdinger for you today. And as I say that, the first box kick gets charged down, and Ospreys on the offence just inside the Dragons 10. What are we calling for today? Who we backing, Fleshen? What are you saying? Oh, it's anyway. Ospreys on the attack, just inside the 10, pushing for a little bit of marginal gains by the looks of it. Not really getting much, as we get a knock-on advantage there. As a Scarlets fan, it's a Dragons all day. Fair play, fair play. Oh, we've already got a bit of a nosebleed as well, which is happy days. What's happened there? Yeah, as he's cleared out, he's just been slapped in the face, I think. So we'll just have a little bit of a moment while he gets himself all fixed up. There we go. Ball tracking. That's what we want. There we go. We've got the ball tracking on. Right, so we've got an Ospreys scrum for the knock-on. But I have a bad feeling about the Ospreys this year. Historically, I don't tend to follow the URC, if I'm honest. So what's your bad feeling? Right, so we're just waiting for this all to get cleaned up and sorted out. And referee has made the decision that he's going to go off for a HIA. So they'll have an opportunity now to clean him up off the field. Ospreys scrum half then. They will be without. They could do well. They could do well. They have got a good looking side from what I've seen. But as I say, I don't watch too much URC. So, well, this is the first URC game I've watched. But you know what I mean. Pro 14. Pro 14 or whatever it used to be called. Celtic Nations. There you go. Don't watch too much of that. So it's a nice opportunity to have a little bit of a goosey gander at them and see what's what. Right, so same scrum, we're just getting that obligatory reset that we always get. Clefley and Swansley, mate, we are close, so we don't like our big city neighbours. Fair enough. Can't argue with that, can you? Oh, what's going on here? And penalty for the Ospreys at the scrum. First blood to them in terms of those penalty counts. Collapsing from, looks like they said the hooker, which is an unusual place to collapse, but Ospreys kick this one. Sorry, all gone wrong here. Dragons have got the penalty, and they're about 7 meters out as Dragons carry up. Oh, it's a big hefty tackle. It's gone backwards apparently, so we'll take that for the Dragons. Up to the 5 through Anscombe, I think. Carter carries heavy now. Just rolling round the corner. Forward crash after forward crash. Advantage coming then for the Dragons right under the post, 5 metres. It's a little kick through and it's down. Perfectly judged kick. Just bounces up in the dead ball area. Lovely for... Who is that? Is that the fullback? I think it's the fullback that goes through. It is Josh Lewis with the try. First blood to the Dragons. Little advantage, little blitz from the Ospreys, just opens up the hole, and Josh Lewis slides in and dots that down. Great try. Nice. So 5-0 to the Dragons. I don't know what's happened to ball tracking today. Apparently they don't like it. They're just giving us stats instead. It is what it is. So let's see if we can get that back properly. There we go. Oh, referee's just having a little look at this now. He's happy that the player is onside, but he just wants it double checked, just to be sure. Fair enough. Dragons have built a nice little team as well. I don't know, have they? I've always remembered them as like the whipping boys of the Welsh nations. Is that a fair assessment of the Dragons? Yeah, he's onside, that's fine. Is that a fair assessment of the Dragons? That they've always been the whipping boys of the Welsh regions? I don't know. Referee having a little bit of bother with the sound. And the kick goes through. So 7-0. Of course, if you're new here, welcome in. Don't forget to smash the like button and the subscribe button as well. We do lots of different rugby leagues. We try and watch as much different content as we can. And we stream every weekend. Yeah, it was, but they are getting there. Good. Always like to see an underdog on top. Do you know what I mean? As kickoff is instantly returned to touch from the Dragons. And the line out will be just inside the Ospreys half. So Parry puts this in and it's straight over the top of everybody. And Dragons pick up the loose ball. It's not a great pass from the scrum half and they'll just about work it wide. As Ospreys looking to counter ruck and Dragons just about bring it under control just outside of their own 10. So they will look to kick downfield and Ospreys will return the favour with a bit of interest. Is this something that the 50-22 rule is gonna cause? As Gareth Anscombe returns this one. Yeah, it's just a kicking game now. Kick tennis. And it goes out on the full. So we'll come back. We will come back for the line out. Yeah, I think this is what 50-22 is going to do to rugby now. It's just going to be kick tennis until you get that territory. Oh. Oh. I think my internet's having a bit of a wobble today. I'm not sure. But Dragons then are going to try and run it now instead of kick it, but in doing so they give the penalty away. 50-22 is a league law introduced for the Australians. I just don't understand why we're trying to please them. To be fair, it's for the English as well. 50-22 plays massively into the English hands. I get it. I mean, I quite like the concept. But I don't want to sacrifice rugby for kick tennis. It seems to be what we're seeing. I'd be interested to see actually how much extra kicking has gone on so far this season compared to the average games last season. Oh, we got a TMO review. What are we seeing? Oh, is that contact with the head? It's a clear out on black 7. So we're having a look at a clear out. TMO. Who's this TMO? He's bloody useless. He's asked the referee to have a look at something and didn't tell him what he's looking at. The referee's had to ask him what he's looking at. And now he's showed him a different ruck. Right. I mean, people pay good money to be in these stands. Don't sit round waiting for the TMO to sort his life out. Put the hobnob down, Mr. TMO, and get on with it. Right. So we're looking at the clear out. Oh, is he above the horizontal? It's black 7. Oh, the hips do go above the shoulders. Well, that Bristol Saracens game was a great example of kickball crap. Oh, you're not wrong. That was horrific. 60 kicks in the first half alone. Oh, he does. He puts him down on his head as well. White 12 is going to get a yellow. White 12 is going in the bin. Well, well, well. Right, let's see. So he's lifted him above the horizontal. He's brought him down with no drive on the upper shoulder, so it's going to be a yellow card. Fair enough, can't really argue with that, can you? It's harsh, but to the letter of the law, he's got to go to the bin. That's fair enough. It's not ideal. It's not what we want to see. I like watching Bristol, but why did they feel the need to play like that? I think everybody wanted to have a little try at it, mate, if I'm being honest. Everyone wanted to have a little go at the old 50-22. I think that's what happened. Let's get... Right then, so can the Dragons take advantage of this one-man advantage as they get up into the 22, looking to use the forwards to carry? Rowlands is the first one up into the line. And advantage coming for the Dragons, is it? Spun wide and... Oh, who's that? Who was that? That was electrifying. Protherho with the interception, but it is a penalty for... It was a penalty, so we'll come back for the advantage. And Dragons are going to go for the 3. So, who played yesterday as that sails through? Who played yesterday? My game got called off. Both of my games got called off, actually. I was supposed to have a game with my Colts that I coach. That got called off because we didn't have enough. And then I was supposed to have a game with my senior team and playing, and that got called off because they didn't have enough. Which is a bit of a worry. This early in the season, it's supposed to be the time of the season that everyone's playing. Watched my son play yesterday against Newbury. Real brutal game, proper old school. One big side against small, skillful side. It's always tough when you've got a big side versus a little side, and you're never quite sure how it's going to go. Right, so Ospreys kick off deep into the 22 and Dragons take their time in getting rid of that. into the stands. It's almost charged down, but just makes it to the Dragons 10. So Fleshen, did you get the win though? That's the important thing. Did you get that big fat W? Yeah, my son's was the small side and they won at the death. Oh, love to see that. Love to see that. You find that though with the smaller teams, if they've got more skill, they tend to win it towards the end of the game. They get overrun by power in the first sort of 25 minutes, and then as the fitness comes into play, they tend to pull it back. Oxford Quins. Oxford Quins. I've not heard of them. Mate, the scrums were brutal at the end. I bet. Tired bodies. As we get a knock on from the Dragons. Just overrunning Ospreys a little bit. They're doing great work of stressing the defence left to right and back again. Oh, Christ. Harlequins. Oxford Harlequins. Yeah. I've just give them a little Google, see what they're about. Happy days. Right, so Rhys Webb's back from his HIA. Past that, no surprises there. It was just a bloody nose. Ospreys scrumming well here. And get the penalty advantage at least. Morris carries though, and Anscombe puts a little dink through, and it's caught by Dragons, so we'll come back for the penalty. Okay. So Ospreys then putting a bit of a mark of intent there. They're going for the corner. I suppose it's a little bit out of range for Anscombe, and this one slides down. Ooh, it's not a great nudge. It's about 15 metres out. Okay, so up and down and into the maul they go. Driving on, and Dragons trying to counter ruck, and they just about get it out, and Ospreys will continue through the centres in midfield. Up again, back into the forwards now, and this time Anscombe takes the contact. Ospreys just look a little bit disorganised at the minute. Just need to settle down and slow this down and get themselves set. And as I say that, angled run coming from number 13, Jack Dixon. Sorry, not Jack Dixon. Mike Collins hits the hole beautifully and steps the fullback and is in for the try. Great work from him. Ospreys looked really disorganised there and setting up a well, they were just sort of setting up just to get themselves a little bit of shape back, and Mike Collins with a bit of work to do after he takes the ball, but he gets down for the dot down, and we'll have a try. Dragons 10, Ospreys 5. Too many spaces in that defensive line, and bit of a struggle there for the Dragons. Something to think about as Anscombe lines this up. I wonder if his return to fitness will get him back in the Wales squad. What do you reckon? Can you see him overtaking Dan Bigger? I can't. It's a great try. Great try from Collins. Hits the hole perfectly at speed. Little cheeky step. And there we go. The new Kiwi Welsh superstar Collins. Is there anybody in the Welsh squad that hasn't got either Kiwi or Australian heritage? I mean, I can't say anything being English. We're all South African. We've got a not releasing penalty. And Dragons have the penalty, and they're going to go for the points. Don't blame them for this. It's a good option just outside of the 10. Pretty straight. It's a little harsh, but you've got to really show that clear release, and he didn't do that. As this one is drilled straight through the heart of the posts. Dragons extend their lead to 6. 13-7. And a yellow card returns, so Watkin is back. Is anyone Alan Jones? We bond over mutual love of lamb. Oh, I'm not falling for that trap. I'm not falling into that trap. Oh, you get me cancelled. The mutual love of lamb. Taken back is the call for this box kick. So this will have to stay infield, but it's charged down, and is because he's offside. So Will Griffiths will be penalised for that one. And now the Dragons can find touch and have their own line out. But there we go. I can't remember what I was going to say now. To be fair, there isn't that many just our coaches. No, there probably isn't anymore. There probably isn't anymore. Same as England and South Africa. I'm trying to think of many South Africans in the England setup anymore. Is Johnny Hill maybe? No, Johnny Hill's not. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head. But I always remember Dylan Hartley was a big one, wasn't he? Yep, and sacking them all, advantage. Bit harsh. He just sort of come round the corner and slipped and landed on the ball carrier's legs and took him down. So we'll have another Dragons penalty. Too far out to go for post. It's just over halfway, and Dragons will ping this one down to about 7 metres outside of the 22. Wasn't he a Kiwi? Oh, he might have been. I can't remember. Basically, we had a lot of foreigners with British passports. Billy Vunipola, yeah, he was one. And Mako, obviously. Manatualangi, I think, was one as well. Born elsewhere and qualified for England. I'm not sure I agree with it. I mean, it seems like if your granddad tea, if you're a Kiwi and your granddad tea was somebody Welsh, then you can play for Wales, and same for Scott. I mean, Scotland have got loads. But then I suppose it helps out these smaller nations, doesn't it? Like Japan and places like that have quite a number of Kiwis or foreign. I don't want to say foreign nationals. That sounds like I'm having a dig, but you know what I mean. Anyway, here come the Dragons again, and they knock it on halfway, and Ospreys recover it, so they'll have the freebie here as advantage is called over. And I tell you what, that's great hands, because it was fired at him, and yeah, he picks up the grubber and returns that with some interest. And Dragons get another penalty for holding on. This penalty count racking up now. And Rodney Parade, the roof comes off for that one. Colin's granddad is from Italy, probably my mum's cousin. No comment. No comment. Oh, look at that. No data for this game. That's rubbish. How can you not have any data for this game? Oh, there we go. There we go. Penalties conceded so far. Just 25 minutes into the game. 2 penalties conceded by the Dragons, 7 by Ospreys. I tell you what, coaches not going to be happy with that. Not going to be happy with that one iota. Right, we've got a bit of water on the field, so everyone having a bit of a recovery. Waterboy telling the Osprey forwards to sort it out, get that penalty count down, and we'll have some sweets. Try the URC site. That's where I am, buddy. But I found it now. I was looking in the wrong place, like an idiot. I normally use rugbykickoff.com for my match lineups and things like that. It makes life a little bit easier. But they haven't got any lineups for this game, so I'm on the URC website and I'm having to scroll all over the place to see who's who. Right, what have we got? We're going to have, I can't remember what happened. Clock's on. We've got a, oh yes, we've got a Dragons line out just inside the 22. And they set them all and flick it short on the blind, and they're in the 5 metre channel. And Rowlands takes them up to about 8 metres before he's carved down. As Ospreys look to frustrate the speed of the ball. Ollie Griffiths now into midfield. As Dragons peel hard round the corner and come back the other way. Still about 7 metres out. Lewis just gets absolutely crunched by 2 giant forwards. And we go for a cheeky drop goal, which is good. So we'll have another 3 points for the Dragons. They extend their lead to 16. I mean, a bit of a surprise to go for that, if I'm being honest. But we'll take it. We'll take it, Dragons fans. Oh, as Ospreys recover the restart. Will Griffiths now down to the Dragons 7. As they set up more forwards pods. Just looking to stretch this narrow defence of Dragons, using a few centres to crash as well. Morgan carries up now then. As they set up another pod of 3 forwards. Again, a little wrap around, and it's been clocked. And Reece Webb's been absolutely slammed to the ground. And Ospreys will go a couple of phases with the pick and go. I'll tell you what, Dragons defence holding firm. Oh, as I say that, they give away a penalty advantage. As Anscombe dinks that one over. It goes into the touch, so we'll have a penalty. Come back for the penalty. Whew. Got to give it to Dragons' defence there. They held proper firm. Didn't give them a single metre. Right, so Anscombe points to the posts. He's going to have 3. Try and reduce this deficit to 6. And you'd imagine he would. I'd be amazed if he didn't. I know I shouldn't have opened these sweets. Oh, I can't. I'm one of them that once you open them, you can't put them down till they're gone. Right, that one slides through the middle. And happy days. Ospreys 10, Dragons 16. Of course, if you haven't yet, I'd love it if you could smash that like button for me. Really helps the stream out hugely. So if you would be so kind, that would be amazing. And if you haven't subbed as well, we are on the road to 800 subscribers, which is mental. Never thought I'd be anywhere near that this quickly, having only started this in February. Come on, Dragons, says Jack Smith. Come on, Dragons, indeed. Underdogs on top. 16-10. That's what we want to see. They've had a great game, to be fair. As, again, they used that crash game. Freddie Clark is in. Welcome in, buddy. I'm doing all right, mate. How are you? How are you? Been a manic day. Been here, there and everywhere. We've had swimming lessons and picking up the car from the rugby club from last night. Yeah, been a mad day. And BS is in. How are we doing? We got a little raiding party here. Welcome in, everyone. I'm doing really well, mate. How are you? I see a couple of videos come out. I was getting buzzing. Are you got any plans for any watch-along soon, or are you just giving that a break? Freddie Clark. Fine. Played yesterday. How'd you get on? How'd you get on? My game got called off. I was gutted. I've been looking... I've had a couple of games so far in the pre-season, but I was really looking forward to having a little run round yesterday. As Reece Webb absolutely covered in claret. And I think he's got a plaster on his face as well, just to stem that bleeding. Oh, right, I'm sorry, boys. I've got some sweets on the go and I can't help myself with it. Bit of Roundtree's randoms. As Dragons... What's happened here? Dragons offside, so we are going to have an Ospreys penalty within range. Happy about the result on Friday. The Tigers result. Yeah, no, it was a good result for them. They look really strong. They look like they're going to potentially be a contender for top 4 this year. I don't know if they've got it to go all the way, but they've certainly turned a corner. I wouldn't say they look like Leicester of old, but they're certainly doing bits, aren't they? Where's my shoulder gone? Not sure. Oh, we got a bit of extra light, that's why. Right then. Ospreys then with the line out inside the 22. Dummy jumpers everywhere, but it ends up going to hands and Watkin carries up. Michael Collins, the try scorer, has a little quick feed to Morgan and out the back door. Oh, is that crossing? Oh, potentially run into his own man, but there we go. Got away with it. As Anscombe looks to use the forwards on the crash line. Dragons driving these back metre by metre. There's scrum advantage coming for the Ospreys as the Dragons knock it forward in the rip. We will come back for that when things get a little bit scrappy. It has been a little bit scrappy. Hands haven't been the best in this game. Same as Friday night. Friday night was hands like dildos. Both teams really struggled to keep hold of the ball. And it looks like more of that this afternoon. A little bit scrappy. Balls not necessarily always going forward, but it's spending a lot of time on the deck. Okay, so got a man down. Got a bit of an injury, so we'll take a little breather. Freddie, how did you get on yesterday then? Who did you play against? What was the score? Right then, so happy days, happy days. We got 3 likes. Do you reckon we can get to 5 likes before half time? That would be unreal. That would be amazing. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yeah, we are just 18 subs away from 800. That would be crazy if we could get there in the next couple of weeks. Right then, so we'll have this reset. Dragons just, the whole Dragons front row, just their feet slide from underneath them and go straight down on their bellies. So just a request from the referee to fix the height. And okay, there we go. So it's set, and instantly it all collapses, and the referee has a little bit of a think about it and awards the Dragons with a penalty. So Dragons survive. Well, I think he could have given it either way. But he's given it to the Dragons, and they will fire this onto the roof of Rodney Parade. And I wouldn't say it's the best kick. They're about 5 metres into their own half still. Welcome in if you're just joining us. We're just watching Dragons v Ospreys. Cracking game at the minute, as this line out goes up and down into the maul. And off the back of that maul, we are going to go up into the air, and Ospreys recover on their own 10. And well, I say recover, more than that, they get a little bit of a break, and up to halfway. There's space out wide on the overlap. Oh! Oh no! Prothero tries to fling the Fijian backdoor flick to his outside man in the contact, and well, he's about 5 meters, goes 5 meters behind him. Patrice, go Ospreys! They've got some work to do. They've not looked good so far, but there's still plenty of time for them to fix up. It's not great for him, Prothero, but he will come again. We've got some more. Running repairs being carried out. We've got a bit of magic spray on the ankle of, who is that? Doge. Actually quite like that URC logo. I quite like it as well, you know. I quite like the way the whole marketing strategy, or branding, I suppose is more the word, isn't it, of the URC. It looks really slick. Ospreys try. There was one. Mike Collins got it. Cut a beautiful hole through the middle. And Prothero goes up and misses this, and Sam Davis trying to kick that downfield and ends up kicking it into Reese Webb, who gets bundled into touch. The website's nice. Yeah, really slick website, isn't it? I like it. I think it's really good for what you call it, for the league. There's been a floundering league for the last couple of years, hasn't it? Oh, excuse me. Oh, you can even watch the games live if you subscribe to it. That's quite cool. So you don't have to. You're not stuck with NAF Premier Sport. Referee advantage for the Dragons, is it? I don't think so. I think he's been pretty fair. As well, Morgan Morris, great work to keep that in play. I thought he was in touch, but not. And Anscombe just flicks one round the back as he gets tackled as he picks up off the base. Anscombe then fires it out, and Matt Prothero, he's having an absolute mare. He can't even stay on his feet now as he trips before the pass. He's had a non-starter. Jack Smith, welcome in, Jack. I'm not liking the Irish referee mind. I don't think he's had a bad game, to be fair. I think he's been pretty consistent. If anybody's had a shocker, it's the TMO. Ospreys can win. You're not wrong, they can. It's well within their power. They've just got to get going. They've not really got started. As Dragons look to up the tempo. Flesh and only because the Irish have swamped it with money and made it a bit predictable. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. I don't know if they've swamped it with money. I don't know what their financial state is like, but they have certainly made it difficult for the other They made it difficult for the other regions, haven't they? Jack Smith, Irish refs in this league. What about them? All penalty is for the Dragons. Well, I mean, yeah. Let's have a look at the stats. Let's have a look at the stats. I mean, it is pretty bad. 4 penalties against the Dragons. 9 conceded by the Ospreys. But in fairness, the Ospreys have been sloppy around the breakdown. Yeah, they have the cash, but hey, that's life. Yeah, you know, it's the same in the Prem with Saracens, you know. And Bristol. They have the money. They splash the dough. And that's it. Right, so clock's in the reds. And Ospreys looking to... Well, they get the turnover from the line out. And they're going to look to run it from their own 22. They get a bit of gas on. And it's a forward pass. I mean, it was very flat. That might be a touch harsh. Ospreys must win. Well, they could do with the win. I don't think it's a must-win game, though, is it? I mean, they could still win it if they lose. The competition, that is. Right. Let's get something set up here. So, we are going to take a short break now that it's half-time. We will be back. Let's see if we can get... There we go. That's what we want. Let's get some stats up. Not the best stats in the world, but they'll do. Okay. Right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back in about 5 minutes once I've had a little waz and a little refresh. And do stick around. Of course, don't forget, please do smash that like button. We are 1 away from our first half target of 5. That would be amazing if we could get to 5 likes in this little interlude. And of course, we are on the road to 800 subs. We are just 18 away. So if you'd be so kind as to hit that sub button as well, I would much appreciate it. Right, we'll see you in a minute. Right, we're back. Welcome back in. Players just coming back out onto the field. Interesting results from the poll so far. 80%, I say 80%, 4 out of 5 of you think that the Ospreys are going to win this from here. One of you believes in the Dragons. Right, interesting comments from the... I think the commentary team have not got a lot to talk about because they talk about the rain. Gareth Anscombe, anyway, is getting ready to get us back underway. And we're off and running. Ross Moriarty then takes that just inside his... Well, I say just inside. Well inside his own 22. And we will set up the box kick. It's just about gets past the oncoming charger, and Lewis Jones finds touch. Right, so Ospreys will have... Who believes in dragons? I don't know. Madmen. Madmen believe in dragons. It's on your flag though, isn't it? So there must be a few of you. Anscombe then gives it to Collins, who has a little bump up. Likes his crash line, doesn't he, Collins? As, well, Rhys Webb making a meal of getting that out of the breakdown. And Morgan, out on the wing, spins out of one tackle, straight into the path of another two, and Rhys Davis then carries up. Anscombe finding forwards outside him with a little flick out the back door for Collins to charge it up. Ospreys on the front foot. They've had a bollocking at half time and they've sorted out some of their shit. Good hands and advantage is coming to the Ospreys. And straight away Rhys Webb puts in the crossfield and it's marked, so we'll come back for the penalty. Yeah, got a big one on my arm. There you go. There you go, Fleshing. You believe in dragons. Let's pop that back over there. There we go. Right, so penalty kick towards the posts for the Ospreys. Gareth Anscombe will have a go at this and it goes over. We're a little bit behind ball tracking as always. How far behind are we today? About 25 seconds, so not too bad, not too sore. We can live with that. To be fair, the wife has a bigger one on her back. I'm not bringing your wife into this. I'm not bringing your wife into this. I'm smarter than that. So 3 points then is now the difference. 12 likes. I've just had a look at that. Let's go. Well, that's a bit more than the 5 we wanted for half time. Can we get to 15 before the end of the game then? Jeez Louise. Thank you so much. Right then. Ospreys then receive the restart and 3 or 4 metres outside of their 22. So this boot will go... Dragon begets a dragon. This will go long downfield and... 13 now. Yeah, Ospreys. Yeah, 13. Ospreys on 13. Dragons on 16. Welcome in, though. Jude, is that? I'm not sure. Sorry if I've butchered that pronunciation. Right then, so Dragons then using their forwards to set a bit of a platform, as everybody does these days. And Sam Davis puts this one up into the air, and it's a great line from Dan Evans. Gets himself a 10-metre carry, and a penalty for Ospreys, and Rhys Webb just signals calm to the team. So Anscombe will drill this downfield up onto the Rodney Parade stand's roof. Great work from who is that? Dan Evans, just off the shoulder. Knows that as soon as Anscombe takes it, he's going to be the option, and carries hard and at pace. And gets a nice 10-metre carry. Rhys Webb sends the bobbling ball for Collins, who flicks it on to Morgan Morris, who knocks it on, and Jack Dixon will now thump this downfield for Dragons, and whistle goes. Sounds like we've got... Oh, no, it's not. I thought the whistle had gone, but it hadn't. Anyway, kick tennis continues. 50-22 is alive, and both teams trying to stress those corners. As a little bit of confusion with the referee as he cries, "Take him back," and the kick finds touch on the opposite side of the field, but it's not a 50-22. It's only just gone just beyond the 10. Right. So, kick tennis over, and we'll have a line out. How often do we say that these days? So it goes to the back pod and down into the maul. Cries of not straight from the crowd, but they're not having... Referees having none of it. As Moriarty takes the catch, and then it's scooped, and the ball's a bouncing bomb, but Dragons recover it. And Josh Lewis prods one through, and although... Who's that? Is that Luke Morgan? I think that might... It was either Luke Morgan or... No, it wasn't. Sorry. I'm looking at the wrong team. It was Jonah Holmes chasing it down off of Josh Lewis's boot. Nearly got there in time. But now the Ospreys line out, goes to the maul, deep in their own 22. So how does everybody feel about the URC? Are we excited for South Africa to be involved in this? Is that the change that was needed? I'm not sure about it. I'm not a big fan of having multi-country leagues. Like, I get that Wales, Ireland, Scotland, they need a league together because geographically they're just not big enough. And Italy needs somewhere to play. South Africa have enough teams that they could have their own league. But there you go. Anyway, Dragons with the line out, and Jack Dixon can't cling on to the pass and just spills it forward, and Ospreys will clear their lines through the boot. But it's a favourable bounce, and Josh Lewis does perfectly there to dive on it and get himself out of trouble. Great work from him, and Dragons will now just set up a couple of phases before the box, you would say. Get a bit of better field position. As we look to go again. I've lost my telly. Come back, telly. There we go. What have we got? We got Ospreys on the charge. Prothero, great little steps for him, and referee has blown his whistle, not releasing. It's going to be a yellow card for who's that? Jack Dixon is going off. Oh, not fun times for him. Fleshing. Can't say I wasn't a bit happy to see the Buck team struggle. Oh, have they struggled? Do you know what? I haven't even had a chance to look at the rest of the scores. Let's have a goosey gander at what everybody did this weekend. So I saw Zebra. Well, they nearly pulled it back in the end there, didn't they? Lions were storming away with it, and Zebra had a much better second half. What have the other Buck nations done? Stormers lost to Benetton. That's not a great one. Benetton have had a good back end of last season. Good start to this one. The Bulls got smashed by Leinster. And the Sharks got smashed by Munster. So yeah, they have struggled a bit, haven't they? Right. It's all gone a bit peaked on. Here we go. Here we go. We're back. Right. So, Ospreys with the scrum then. Webb. Feeding Collins, and it's out to Prothero, who's had an absolute howler. Luckily for Ospreys, Jonah Holmes was offside, so they will retain possession, but Prothero is a mess. No internationals back though. No, this is true. Rugby Championship have stolen a lot of the Buck players, haven't they? But that sounds like a them problem. Mind you, I don't think any of the Lions have played yet either, have they? Anybody that was on international duty with the Lions. So, you know, there's a good 40 players across the leagues that have are missing. So Ospreys go off the tail of the line out, and a couple of forwards pick and goes around the corner. Now they're just in front of the post. About 4 metres out, and they've got advantage. They don't need no advantage as the hole opens up. Is that Collins again? Who's got that one? It is. It is Mike Collins with the try. Ospreys take the lead for the first time in the game, 16-18. Take advantage of that one extra man. Zebra chuffed them in the second half. You're not wrong, because they hadn't scored until the second half, had they? They put 28 points on them. What a second half. Dude, yes! We're happy. We're happy with the Ospreys now. What's everyone's tipple today? Sorry, I always ask that and I've forgotten. Normally, I'd be on the kangaroo piss, but Sunday afternoon, after a bit of a heavy night, I'm not feeling it, so I'm on the Pepsi Max. Patrice, go! And the 2 points are added as well. So it is now a 4-point lead. Ospreys 20, Dragons 16. Right then. Dragons then for the restart through Sam Davis. Drills this one long into the 22. And Watkin will clear this as far as just beyond the 10. And God, Alan Wynne-Jones isn't playing for the Jacks yet. Wait, what? Is Alan Wynne-Jones on the move? Right then. Dragons just stuck to their aerial game, and the Ospreys have tried to run it more. I think that's been the difference maker. Ospreys have just tried to keep ball in hand and look after it a bit better. Whereas the Dragons have sort of gone three phases. If nothing's on, it's gone. Anyway, we are one like away from our full-time 15 target. That would be amazing if we could get there. As Ospreys put this one up into the air, and it's way too long, and Sam Davis will be able to give that to Josh Lewis, and 50-22 is on, and we've got a 50-22. That's a great nudge across field, drills it down, lands it just outside the 22, and it bobbles in. Nobody home to recover it. Anscombe, you can see, tracking across, and he's got no chance of getting there. And it trickles out just inside the 22. Perfect if you're a 50-22 fan. See there's nobody home and drill it downfield. Great platform now for Dragons to build from. Can they get ahead in this? Nervous looking coaches up in the stands. Dan Evans is going to come off. Touch Dragon. Yes. It's the Dragons line out. As per the new 50-22 law. So we've got substitution. On comes Thomas Wheeler. Off goes Evans. After that great... Oh, sorry, no. Other side, wasn't it? Referee and touch judge just trying to organise the substitution. Patricia's not happy with that Dragons line out. Cover Ospreys. Well, they have still got the yellow card advantage, so the Dragons are one short in the pack, and it goes over the top to the tail gunner. It was the hooker for the Ospreys, and he boots that downfield, and Sam Parry there then to chase his own kick wins the penalty for the Ospreys. So there you go, just outside of the 10. Amanda Jackson, welcome in. My lad is at the game. He's doing the guard of honour for the Dragons with Abergavenny Minis. As a Scarlet supporter, I opted to stay at home and sent his English dad instead. Oh, that's brilliant. I mean, that's a once in a lifetime memory, though, isn't it? Surely, being a guard of honour for a pro team. Do love it when they get local clubs to do that. So he had no match today, then, I'm guessing, or was it rugby this morning and then straight to the game? But welcome in, Amanda. Thanks for joining us. As Ospreys now set them all about 7 metres out. No scrum half at the back. As well, Reece Webb's just walking forward. Amanda Jackson Scarlets. Fleshing. She's one of you. She's one of you. Scarlets, are they the northern? They're the northern team, aren't they? Yeah, because they're sponsored by Zip World. I love Zip World. I've been a couple of times. It's amazing. God, I'm being such an ignorant Englishman, aren't I? But welcome in, Amanda. Anyway, thanks for joining us. West. No match today. Ah, fair enough. I suppose it would be a bit of a heavy day if you had rugby this morning and then got to get to a game this afternoon. Hiya right back at you. I like doing the URC. You talk to me more. When we do the Prem games, there's nobody talks. It's really weird. You see the likes tick up, but there's no chat. It's really odd. Right then. So, another scrum. This time for the Dragons. 5 metres out. And we're going to have it reset. Dragons, big scrum for the Dragons required. Oh, Ice Cream Man's here. Right then. 22 minutes left on the clock. Time ticking away. Dragons already set stupidly long in their positioning. And of course it collapses. That was always going to happen, but the ball did make it to the back. No kicking option on for Owen, so he has to carry up. Jones boots this downfield from the base and finds touch. Well outside of the 22. Not quite as far as the 10. And I'll take that. Flashing Welsh like a bit of chat now and again. You best believe. My Welsh nan and my Welsh granddad. They loved a bit of natter. Especially if it was on the subject of Wales. Right, Morgan then plays in scrum half off the line out to Reece Webb and looking to set that midfield split defence platform. Anscombe gets the pass away just in time and Osprey is able to set it up and a little bit of interplay between the forwards. Finds Francis on the carry. Prothero and he's involved in another fuck up as Prothero's pass doesn't go to hand cleanly, and now Dragons will have the opportunity to clear their lines. Tame Basham then carries. Sam Davis then will kick this downfield. It's a huge boot, and Anscombe gathers and ships it across to Collins. Prothero, what will he do this time? Well, he's dropped the ball again. He's having an absolute mare. And Ospreys are able to recover it. Referee says no knock on, and Reece Webb will box kick this away. Big aerial catch for Sam Davis, and now Dragons will look to get a bit better field position before the box kick. There we go. So Ospreys then will have a little charge around with this. Thomas Wheeler and Anscombe. He's got space. Luke Morgan is in the corner. Luke Morgan for his first try of the game. And what's that put us? That puts us 9 points clear. 9 points clear with 19 minutes left to play. It's going to be a difficult conversion, this, in the corner. So still work to do for the Ospreys. They're not home and dry yet. Jude, yeah! Yeah, boy! Great try. Great gas. Anscombe just keeping things alive. Coach's nightmare carrying in one hand, but he does get the pass off cleanly. So, on comes Jones. Off goes Smith. Flesh and feel for the Dragons a bit. I mean, they've just been done by pace there, haven't they? On comes Bother. Off goes Francis for Ospreys. Do you live every URC match? Not every match. So what I tend to do is I tend to try and cover as many leagues as I can. So some Saturday mornings I'll do a rugby championship game. If I can get out of bed in time. Friday nights I tend to do a Prem game, and then Sunday afternoon I'll do a URC game. But I try and do a little bit of everything. Perfect, says Patrice. Yeah, I try and cover a little bit of everything. But, I mean, I have got a Discord. I don't know if I put the link in the description to the Discord. Let me see if I can get that. We do have a little Discord. So if there is a game that you want us to do, let us know in the week and we'll see if we can do it. Anscombe is back. I will follow you. Oh, let's go. Thank you for the sub. You little star, you, Jude. Thank you so much for the sub, mate. I do appreciate that. Let's find the Discord link. There's not a lot of chat in there, to be honest, because it's very small. But I'll see if I can fire it in the chat. As Dragons just have this scrum. It just inside the Ospreys 10. Yeah, that's where we are. There we go. There's the link to the Discord. If you want to join the Discord and want to request a game, you can do it there. If there's a game you want us to cover, we'll try and cover it. Okay. So, penalty for Ospreys then. Rolling on the floor. On comes Jamie Roberts, by the way. Bit of cramp going on as well. Dude, welcome into the server. Morgan Morris is done then. He's going to come off. By the way, we are 1 like away from our 15 target. So yeah, feel free to smash that like button. Get us over the line. 15 likes on the stream. That'd be pretty cool. Right, so Maul is moving forward. Referee calls once, but it starts to edge forward. Greg Bateman just edging around the corner. And use it is called from the referee, and he drops it on his foot. Oh, if this turns into a try, this is probably going to come back for the knock-on. And Dragons get the penalty for being off feet anyway. And they go quick. Roger Williams then. There we go. And up they come again. Over the 10 now. And it's gone a bit scrappy as we have a bit of a show and go. Afila carries up to the Ospreys 10. Hint of high tackle there. But nothing from the referee. And now we'll have the penalty. Whisper in the ear from the TMO. We are going to have the high tackle. Flesham met him in Cardiff last year just before he got COVID. Roberts is seriously big. Yeah, I bet he is. He looks like an absolute monster. Great work from Dragons. Just injecting a little bit of pace into play. Now they're back to 15. 11 points to difference though, and they've got some work to do to get back into this. But they have got the line out inside the Ospreys 22. So opportunity to build something here. And not straight is the call from the line out. So we will have an Ospreys scrum we're going to have. Fleshen's joined in there as well. He's massive, says Amanda. I bet he is. Trying to keep it kosher. And it's an early engage from Dragons, so it'll be a free kick to the Ospreys, and all that hard work seemingly undone. Just relieve the pressure for the Ospreys. And they kick that out just beyond halfway. So it will be a Dragons line out, but they've lost about 40-50 metres. I didn't recognise Richard Hibbard without all the hair. Anyway, ball up and it's in to the maul for the Dragons. Referee's happy with everything. And Adam Beard is rolling his arms over the top. I didn't think any of the... Oh, maybe they're just not starting. And Dragons then will kick this downfield. And Anscombe will gratefully take that and ship it into Michael Collins, sorry. And... well, it's just small kick tennis. Prothero, he's not gonna kick it. Not off his Toblerone boot. He's had a shocker today, and I'm amazed he's managed to cling on to that one, if I'm being honest. Fleshing, my son-in-law is a big boy, but we both had crook necks talking to him He just laughed when we asked why he wasn't a forward. I mean, it's mental, isn't it? Even the backs are massive. One to 15, they've all got to be monsters these days. The only people that aren't are the scrum halves. Right, Anscombe's come off. And who are we going to give man of the match to today? Thomas on to replace Anscombe. We'll have to have a think about man of the match. We're getting towards that time with just 10 minutes left. And Dragons then again go to the boot. They don't like to play phases, do they? Ospreys just able to recycle that. And the forwards will have a bit of a carry advantage coming. No advantage coming, sorry. It is a knock-on from the Ospreys, and the Dragons will have the put in at the scrum. Big work from the Dragons on the chase there. Put the replacement scrum half under pressure. Morgan Williams, isn't it? There's still time. There's still time. Phillips was a bloody big scrum half. I never met him. Most of them are small though, aren't they? Right then. Dragons get this off, and there's a great running lines from Josh Lewis there, and a chip over the top, and it's straight down the throat of the fullback who's in the 22, and it's marked. Wow. Who do I support? So club wise, I'm from Newcastle. I don't live there anymore, but I'm a Newcastle Falcons fan. Welcome in. It's Sage H. Thanks for joining us. Who's your team? Who do you back? Internationally, of course, I support England because I'm English. But yeah, no, I'd love to hear who your team is. Are you a Blues fan? Chris Coleman comes on for Doye then. He's had a decent little run. And Wales, obviously. And we got a knock-on advantage for Dragons at the line-out. So they have the ball just over halfway. And at the minute they have the advantage. And advantage is over, and they are rolling backwards a little bit. Probably why he was so slow. Haha, oops. Are you on about Jamie Roberts or Phillips? Or me? Jamie Roberts then just pops Wainwright into the hole. Dragons not got much go forward, so they put the boots on. 50-22 was live as it slipped past Mike Collins, but he's able to gather it before he finds touch. And what's going on here? Oh, okay. So Sam Davis was trying to catch that outside of in touch, sorry, and tiptoes on the line. So it will be a Dragons line out. Sorry, got myself all in a muddle then. Trying to explain what happened there. It's a little bit complicated. Right, Phillips. Phillips was slow. Oh, Hawks. Dragons just... I can't see them coming back into this now. They're not... They've not got any penetration. They're playing 3 phases and it's going straight up into the air then. Here we go, second phase, and they're out into midfield into Jamie Roberts, who has a carry, takes 2 to bring him down. So a bit of front foot ball at last, and Wainwright stripped by Watkin, and then he puts boot to ball. But it's not the best of kicks, but it bounces awkwardly for the Dragons winger, and it will go into touch. Dragons need Elliot D. I mean, I think Dragons have had a really good game today. They've made a real good show of this. They really took it. Well, they really put Ospreys to the sword in the first half. They just haven't capitalised. They haven't kept ball in hand enough in the second half. They've been too quick to kick. And advantage coming for Dragons as they move the ball wide, and space for Jonah Holmes. Still advantage coming as Coleman carries up in midfield now. And Roger Williams is through. He's home and dry. No guards around the breakdown, and he snipes the hole, and there's nobody home at fullback, and he's in under the posts. A try for the Dragons, and look at that. They keep ball in hand for a little bit, and they've torn this Ospreys defence apart. Yeah, great half. Box tactics, kicking away possession. I think at the minute everybody's trying to work out what this 50-22 law really means to them, and everybody's trying to take advantage of it, and it's just not working at the minute. Where's Ashton Hewitt? I don't know. Where is Ashton Hewitt? I've no idea, buddy. Right, so conversion's good. 23-27. Will Rowlands is going off. I'm not sure who's come on yet. Oh, excuse me. As Ospreys kick it into the 22. Joe Maximew is on for Rowlands. And the kick tennis in shoes. Really high on this one, and it doesn't go very far. But they are able to compete. And great catch from Wainwright. Maximew then looking to stamp his authority on these Osprey forward defenders, as again Dragons go for the 50-22 and are found wanting. And more kick tennis. Be interested to see in the stats after the game, wherever they are. Well, there you go. Kicking meters. 925 meters, plays 898 meters. So a lot of kicking in this game. As more kick tennis carries on. And really, with less than 2 minutes on the clock, Dragons don't want to be losing possession. And Ospreys get the knock-on advantage. They're now on the Dragons 22. But hang on, what's gone on here? The Ospreys had the advantage. They used the advantage really quickly. And now it's going to be a scrum for the next knock-on to the Dragons. Madness. Waste of time, kick him. It's a difficult one, isn't it? I get what you're saying. It does feel to the supporter like a waste of time kicking, but I suppose in these weather conditions in this country, mistakes are easy to come by, aren't they? and it's much easier to force a mistake with poor handling with a wet ball. So I get both sides of the argument. It's not a great watch, but it is something that works in terms of territory. Right then, Dragons then just outside of their own 22 with 45 seconds left on the clock. Can they finish this in style? As the scrum collapses and could have easily been a penalty. Is it wet? I'm not sure. They were talking about the rain at half time, so I'm not sure if it's raining. Amanda, text your English husband and get us a weather report. We hit 15 likes. Let's go, everybody. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. That's amazing. And we've had a couple of subscribers as well, which is nuts. I really do appreciate all the love and support this channel has been getting. We're up to 785. Let's go. 15 to go on the road to 800. At this rate, I'd like to be there by Christmas, but we'll see. 215 subs in 4 months is a big ask. Seiji, it shouldn't be. Oh, okay. I don't know. They were talking about rain at half time, so I'm not sure if they were or not. Oh, you live close to the Dragons. You live in Newport, do you? Or around Newport, I suppose. That's right, isn't it? Newport. It's dry. It's dry. Okay. Maybe there's a bit of sweat on the ball. I don't know. Win Ospreys, not yet. There is. We are in the red. But Dragons have a scrum. And they are looking to. They're 4 points down, so they could still win this. You know what's going to happen, though, don't you? The 20 minutes away. Oh, fair enough. You know what's going to happen here, don't you? There's going to be a stupid scrum penalty, and that'll be the end of the game. It's been such a good game. You don't want it ruined by a naff scrum. It's spitting everybody in, as Peter Kay would say. It's that fine rain that soaks you through. Kids in the hall like refugees. Yeah, it's an Ospreys penalty. We knew this was going to happen. Ospreys penalty. They've won the game. All that's left to do is to tap it and kick it out. And that will be that. Fair play to them. Well, we've got to wait for them to finish congratulating each other. And tipped and done. Out it goes. It's all over at Rodney Parade, and the Ospreys come out victorious, 27-23. Well, I tell you what, that's a great comeback from Ospreys. They looked shoddy in the first half. Seiji, it's nice meeting you, mate. Definitely will be on here again. Thank you so much. The Welsh are in today. I can't say that. I haven't got enough phlegm to say half the Welsh words. I'm not going to lie. There's a phlegm shortage in England as well as petrol. I'm taking the mick. I apologise. It's offensive for me. I know a RAF and I know Yakidar. That's about it. Right then. So that is that for another weekend's rugby. Let's have a little bit of a roundup, shall we? Let's have a look at some of the scores on the doors. Let's start with the URC as we're here, shall we? So Friday night kicked things off. Zebra lost 26-38 to the Lions. But by all accounts, a great second half for them. Then Ulster narrowly, only by 6 points, beat Glasgow Warriors 35-29. Sounds like that was a bit of a dinger. And then Cardiff get one up on Connacht. 33-21 at Cardiff Arms Park. On to Saturday, Benetton beat the DHL Stormers 22-18. That's cracking result for the Italian side. Great to see them on the up and up. That's what we want to see. Leinster then demolished the Vodacom Bulls, which was probably no real surprise. And then Edinburgh, again, another close result, beat the Scarlets 26-22. And the final game yesterday was Munster versus the Seashells. I can never say it. I hated it when the Lions played them. The Sea Sharks. That's a tongue twister. But Munster dispatched of them 42-17. And in the final game of the first round today, Dragons 23, Ospreys 27. So that's the roundup for the URC today. Let's have a little look and see what the Gallagher Premiership was doing this weekend as well. So round 2 of the Gallagher Premiership Friday night got us underway with we covered it. Who was it? Oh, it was Gloucester-Leicester, wasn't it? Gloucester-Leicester. Leicester took that one 26-33. Then we had Bath versus Newcastle. Bit of a surprise result for us Falcon fans. It's a bit hit and miss with Bath. Sometimes we're their bogey team, sometimes they annihilate us. On this occasion, they've taken a spanking and lost 13-20 at the Rec. Not the one for them. And I tell you what, an absolute humdinger down at Sandy Park between Exeter and Northampton Saints. Northampton Saints coming out victorious 24-26. Maybe it's because the Saints have had their vaccines. Who knows? Quins then played Worcester. And Worcester give them a bit of a run for their money. Again, a bit of a surprise. But 35-29 in favour of Quins. And then Wasps annihilate Bristol Bears. Didn't see that coming. In my predictors, I had it the other way round. But there you go, 44-8 to Wasps over Bristol. Bristol Bearbacks are going to be a little bit worried now. And then, as it stands, in the final game of the weekend, it's in the second half now, I think. But Sale are putting huge pressure on London Irish at the Community Stadium, and it currently stands at Irish 14, Sale 31. So there you go. Oh, we've got it up as well, haven't we? Look at that. Right, that's all I've got time for this afternoon. Thank you so much for joining me. All that's left really for a nice Sunday afternoon chat. I'm not sure what that says, but Yaki da to you. That'll do. I'll say a bit of Welsh. Yeah, thanks ever so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. It's been a lovely Sunday afternoon. I'm off to have me roast dinner now. But Fleshin, thank you for joining us. Seiji, Amanda, Patrice, anybody that popped in. VVR as well, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. But all that's left for me to say is thank you, and as always, face down, ass up. That's the way we like to rock. See you later.